What up, y'all? We back at it. We on another episode, and we on the road to 500 subscribers. So if you haven't already, subscribe, like, share. We on the road to 500. Let's get it, man. Today, man, we on the V6 Charger, and we doing the oil. What is it? The oil cooler. So the whole oil cooler needs to be changed because there's coolant mixed in the oil, and yeah, man, coolant mixed in the oil. And then I thought it was a leak going down from the transmission, but it actually was a leak from the oil cooler that was dripping down the engine and dripping on the transmission. So I'm about to fix two birds with one stone, pretty much. Fix this oil leak and fix the oil that's in the coolant because the oil cooler gaskets went bad, and that's what happened. So first things first, take off the intake cover, and then you have access to that right there, man. But yeah, man, check it out. You gotta move some of them wires around, you know what I'm saying, all that. But yeah, that's pretty much what you gotta do. See that coolant oil? Damn. All
Cool.
bad.
Come on, man.
Yeah, man, we about to get it cracking. So now what I'm doing is taking off all them bolts that go around it right there. So you gotta take all the bolts off. I'm using the gun, you feel me? Making it easier, simpler, and all that, while still keeping everything covered with the t-shirt. Got it up, bam, now I have access to the oil cooler. You know what I'm saying? Put another towel down, make sure everything's straight. You don't want nothing falling and nothing, because on the bottom also, when you lift that up, there's holes that can go into the motor. So I'm just making sure everything's covered up, and yeah, nothing falls in the motor, because that's the last thing you want. If something falling in the motor, then later you gotta go dig it up. So yeah, man, making sure ain't nothing in that motor. Now I'm going at the bolts for that, which they almost loose. I think it's like 5 or 6 bolts for the oil cooler. So after you get all them bolts off, then you'll have access to it. Alright, so now all them bolts is loose and taken off. I think it's like 5 or 6 of them. You know what I'm saying? You gotta wiggle that thing. Pause. Lift it up, and voila, there you have it. You see all them bushings, all them O-rings right there is cooked. Okay, you see the oil cooler and the oil filter housings all connected in one thing, and you see it all mixes with oil and coolant right there. So all in them little holes, what do they call them? Galleries. You know, you got one port for oil, one port for coolant, one port for oil, one port for coolant, and they all have O-rings and gaskets that seal them up so that way it shouldn't leak. But after a while, I think this car has like 200,000 miles. Yeah, man, them gaskets gonna go bad and it's gonna leak. And those are the problems you're gonna have. So I started cleaning all that up, getting everything I can get. See, it's a knock sensor up under there too. Gotta clean that out. Clean everything. Look at that mess in there, man. It's a swamp's nest up in there. It's crazy. So yeah, man, make sure you get up in there, clean all that out, because if you put a new one in and it start leaking, you ain't gonna know where it's coming from. So make sure everything's clean, everything's spotless, so that way you have no more leaks. So before I put the new one in, I want to go over some things. So basically, there's all O-rings right there. O-ring right there, O-ring right there, O-ring right there, O-ring right there, and another one right there that I wrapped up in Teflon. That's the hole right there, that's one right there, another hole right there, another hole right there, and the last one right there. So all those ports are for oil and cooling. So over time, these gaskets get brittle and weak and mess up and deteriorate. And once that happens, you get a big puddle of oil or coolant in the middle right here. Then when that happens, you drive in the car, and then as you drive, you got oil leaking down your transmission, which you may think is your transmission when it's not. It's actually your oil filter housing that oil and coolant goes through, and it's right here in the middle of the motor with all this stuff. You drive off a little bit, bam, it drips down the transmission, and you think you got a transmission leak when you don't. So, replace this. But anyway, enough of me yip yapping, jaw jacking. I bought a new hose too, because the old hose that was right here was all brittle and messed up. That's what I was waiting for. I got this piece now. It already has a new filter inside. Now I got this down. I got that down. I think I got them both torqued down. Now I just gotta put that and that little hole right there, and everything else should line up, and I can bolt it in. So let's get it. Now we're just putting one bolt in at a time, man. One bolt at a time. So that's going in. Now that one's going in. Tighten it down. You know what I'm saying? Gotta ratchet that thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting all the bolts. I think it's like 5 or 6 bolts, like I said. Making sure everything's tight down. Tighten everything down. Connecting all the plugs and connectors and all that. Making sure everything is straight, man. Checking the oil real quick. Your boy gotta see how much oil your boy lost. Lost a lot of oil, man. That thing was just dripping out of everywhere. You seen them O-rings? They were toasted. Alright, cool. So pretty much now everything's on. Tighten everything down. You know what I'm saying? Now look at it. Just looking pretty. Everything's clean. No nothing. Put some coolant in there. You feel me? See if we have any leaks or anything coming through the O-rings. So then I decided to take out the reservoir tank because I think that hose that goes down there was leaking. So I was expecting that, making sure everything was straight, you know what I'm saying? But then yeah, it was a leak right there where that clamp is, up under it. So now your boy gotta investigate some more. Like, damn, man, every time I try to do something else happens. So yeah, that clamp right there is leaking. So I decided to take it out. And bow, look at that. Damn. Got it off. Trying to save the rest of the coolant because I was brand new coolant I had put in there, but whatever, man. Trying to save every little last bit I can get, you feel me? Oh, damn, man. Still trying to save it. So we got all we can. We got all we can, man. All right, so I got this on right here. I changed the gaskets on the top and the bottom of it. I bolted everything down. You know what? I was going to put everything back together, but then I made my mind up. I was like, you know what? While I'm in there, I might as well change the valve cover gaskets and do all that. So, on the next episode, y'all going to see me do the valve cover gasket. So, I did the oil cooler and all that. Now you're going to see the valve cover gasket. So, until next episode,